This video will look at the different parts of the aphid and how to tell the difference between them. Aphids are small, soft-bodied insects, generally all female. Occasionally they aren't, but for the most part they're mostly all female all the time. And in this diagram, most of the parts are only drawn on half the body, but they always occur in kind of pairs on both sides, or so there'll be the same parts on both sides of the body. And this is just a rough drawing of what the aphid body looks like, but as you look at the different pieces, you'll be able to see differences between species. So some species have different shaped bodies, different wings shape, different legs, different antennae, that kind of thing, different appendages on the back of the body. So the first part to note is, as with most insects, they have three sections of the body. So there's the head. On the head there are the antennae, which would be of different lengths. There's also a thing called antennal tubercles, which is sort of how the antennae are attached to the head. There are three pairs of legs, so three legs on each side attached to different points on the thorax and the abdomen. There's also two sets of wings on each side. And those wings only occur in the winged forms. Not all aphids have wings all the time. Then there's the main part of the body is the abdomen, and then what would be the sort of shoulder, upper back would be the thorax, which is where the wings are attached. On aphids, there's a thing called cornicles, or I like to call them butt tubes, and then there's a little thing off the back end of it called the cotta, and they can vary. So one of the main first differences would be the thorax and the body shape of the aphid. There are ones that are elongated or wedge-shaped. You can also have ones that are short and flat, and small and flat. This is pear-shaped, which is quite common for aphids. And then there's egg or teardrop-shaped. If you look at the shape of the cotta, that little thing off the back end of it, it can be long and pointed, like in this picture up above on the elongated or wedge-shaped body. You can also have them be short or sort of non-visible or anything. The antennal tubercles, as I said, sort of the shape of the head almost. And these, how they're shaped and how they're oriented is how you differentiate. And this is getting pretty technical, and you'd have to be looking pretty closely to be telling the difference. But you can have them straight where the knobs go straight up. You can have ones that have no knobs at all. You can have ones where the knobs are sort of divergent, they go outward. And then you can also have antennal tubercles that are pointing inward. But again, this is something you'd have to have a pretty good magnification to see that kind of thing. If you look at the cornicles themselves, there can be quite a bit of difference between them, both in their length and in their shape. And there are, of course, two of them on the back end of the aphid. They can be long, they can be short, and almost not visible. You can have ones that are kind of tapered with a dark tip, like a foxglove aphid. Or you can have ones that have some irregular swellings or unevenly swollen on them. Using these differences, you can tell the differences between different species of aphid.